Oh boy, we're gonna stream this again. Hello, Trash Lord. How are you? First one in the stream. You're early, but Jesus, we're gonna stream this again. I've already streamed this. The first time I've had to re-stream something, so that's unfortunate. At least I think it's the first time. How are you guys doing? It's Easter. It's Easter. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates Easter religiously, I suppose. Happy Easter to people who don't. You can go out there and eat some eggs and collect them and help a small child smile. Help them keep the whimsy alive in their life. Send them out there. Have them just pick up eggs and help them have a great time. You know, have a good time. All right, guys. So we're gonna stream this. This is Skylanders Imaginator leader Christine Weston Chandler, everybody's favorite character, classic from the game, classic remembered. But this video is actually fairly important in terms of the financial situation relating to Chris's life. So I'm excited. I'm excited to, you know, for us to get through this. Let's do it. Oh, hello, Sonichu. How are you? You having a good time?
I never thought Christine could look more pretty.
Ew.
What do you think, Rosie?
Oh, yeah? She's so lumpy.
Oh, yes, I
They're
quite
both
like you very
so
much.
lumpy.
Yeah, I didn't think she could look more better. Except for...
Gift from the
she's wearing
Easter Bunny.
goggles. Oh, look at the
Is this a
picture.
real
She's not wearing
Skylanders
goggles, those are
figure?
her
This is
glasses.
not a real one.
Liquid
This
thick.
is a 3D printed
what
one.
Can you do? Somebody else made
Based
this
off
thing.
of Chris's character. Not the frickin' Geek Reviews. Homage parody to Emo 316's title card. Apologies offered. Imogo makes awesome skit. Lift it up again. Fuck. Now I'm never gonna know. Gotta get that PlayStation 4 in there, guys. Sponsored by PlayStation. Sponsored by PlayStation. I've been sick. I'm teetering on the edge between having influenza and not having it because it's spreading around my campus. So as that title card said, I didn't get to read the very bottom, but, you know, not the geck. So if you're wondering what this is, Chris is actually blatantly copying another reviewer's style. Another reviewer. Chris isn't a reviewer, but Chris is blatantly copying the style of this boy here. Chris put him in the description, so that's real nice. Most people don't do that. No, I don't want to see your trailer. That's okay. So, this is MGO316, the freaking geek Reviews, and I guess he's doing okay for himself. Look at him, 220,000 subs. That's a good number. So he must have a really, like, good format, or he's good, you know? Or he's been doing this for literal years. If you do it enough on YouTube, even if you're bad, you'll just accumulate stuff. So, he reviews toys, I assume. I've only watched one of his videos, as you can clearly tell. I watched like 2 minutes of this one just to sort of get an idea of what this boy's about, alright? And his style and what he does is very apparent within the first 2 minutes, alright? Very, very apparent. Chris credited someone? That's impressive. Yeah, not even normal people do that, you know? Chris doing that is impressive. So this boy, he's got a very clear, definite style. You can figure it out in the first, like, 2 minutes. This guy, is he, like, autistic? Nah, he's enthusiastic, you know? He's enthusiastic, and he does that thing where he makes his voice really high-pitched, and then he does, like, a silly voice over here, and then he holds the box like this and points at this, and then he does a joke, and it's, you know, it's like that. It's very in-your-face. The kind of thing that Chris likes. He likes when things are obvious and in-your-face. And that's kind of his style. He's very, very in your face. So, it's funny, the things that Chris does here, the reason I'm giving you that information is because the stuff that Chris does here, you'll notice, is pretty much what that guy does.
Hey, what's up, my peoples off of the internet? Not MGO here, but subbing in
Couchbot
today
was
is
on time for once.
Christine
Nice.
Weston Chandler. How's it going,
It's funny,
people?
Chris, actually, you know what? I did say I would never show another person's content, but I do, you can actually see it in the thumbnails here. See this, like, table he places his stuff on? See how it kind of looks weird? Is it just me, but it just, like, it just vaguely resembles, like, Lego, like the little bumps in Legos, you know? It just kind of resembles that to me. And then Chris has this Lego table, when I know Chris has access to other tables, because we do see later on in the videos, he has access to actual tables. He chose this one specifically because it resembles the thing that he puts his stuff on. Maybe that's just me reaching. Maybe I'm reaching for straws, but it looks like that to me.
Today we are reviewing the Skylanders Imaginator toy, Christine W. Chandler, myself. So here we are,
and yes, welcome everybody here.
And as always, we'll take a brief look at the packaging.
See that? Did you hear that? Okay, that's exactly what that boy did in the first 2 minutes of the video that I watched. He goes, "Let's take a look here at the packaging." Like he does that exact thing, you know?
We'll take a brief
and then Chris does it. Verbatim. That's what Chris just completely copies the style.
Oh, you know what? It's a match.
Look at that.
Typical game. Look at that. How obligatory, obligatory. Hooray
yes,
for
that is. Yeah.
One side of the box. So look at this.
That's also taken verbatim from the first 2 minutes of the video I watched. In the first 2 minutes, he held up the package, looked at the back of it, read off all the like instructions on how to activate the toy and play with it, and you know all that shit. And then he's like, "All right, guys, let's take a look at this obligatory stuff back here. No choking hazards." Chris does the exact same thing. It's funny to me.
Unleash your imaginations and,
because Chris has no fucking originality or imagination. That's exactly right. I just find it so amusing that that is persisted throughout the years. You know? If you're wondering why it's reversed, the camera Chris is using and the app sort of reverses the images.
And on the bottom of the box,
but
obligatory whole bunch of blankness, some yada,
Chris is 35, and in all those years, Chris has never once been original. Isn't that amusing? Isn't that amusing? Not once has Chris been original. Hello, Steven. Welcome to the stream. Is he reviewing his Skylanders figure? He is. He is, yes.
Bring your Skylanders to life, and congratulations! Bring it to life with this one-of-a-kind Skylander.
Yeah.
With your imagination, embark on the portrait courage with Skylines as yourself. Hooray!
I don't understand
packaging.
What that has to do with his figure, but
the collector's card I put into a top loader.
Let's take a look at this card as he pulls it up. I need this glare out of the way, though.
It's actually really very nice. I got my name.
Come on, get that glare out of the way, Chris. I don't need your TV there.
Character's phrase. Quartermaster.
I guess that's... Nah, fuck. Alright, come on.
That's me. Magic.
Aha, alright, that's enough. So, as somebody asked... No, this is not... This is not an actual Skylanders figure, alright? Tony, when are you going to start doing review videos? Man, I don't think I could ever do a review of something. Just straight up, before I start talking about Chris, I'd like to point something out to Raptosaurus here in his comment. I don't think I could ever make a review video on anything because I'm so fucking opinionated that everything out of my... Like, I'd have to write a script to do a review. And I would have to go over it like 50 times because it would just be me complaining if it was something bad. Like, that's just the way I am. I don't think it would work. Why does Chris even do that voice? You know, the one where his voice goes up and down like a lift on speed. The reason that Chris is doing this is for two reasons. Chris thinks that to sound excited and to have, like... other people get excited, you have to go really high up in your voice and then maybe go down if you're going to talk about it. But then you got to go back up because you're so excited. But then you got to go back down because you never know what's going to happen. Like, Chris thinks that is how you get an audience, like, engaged. You know? Doug Walker is opinionated, and look how many people watch him. Oh, you got a point. But, that's the thing that Chris thinks gets the audience into it. On top of that, as I mentioned before, Chris is blatantly copying this other man's style, and that guy's style is exactly that. It is to go up and go down. His voice shifts like a roller coaster. So, at least in the intro that I watched. But Christ. This Skylanders figure is not official. This is Chris's own player-created character that he has paid a company to make Skylanders stuff for.
$15 worth right there. Quite worthy.
It's
very back, instead of the default blankness that you saw on top of the box there, I did my own text beds. Just as you see.
Comedians do that, but they do it right. Oh, of course. I mean, the ability to shift your voice to engage an audience is a very difficult skill to have, alright? But Chris does not do it well. Most people don't. It's tough. But comedians are an example of a group of people who do it very well, if they're good.
As well, play myself in the game with the card. The chip is in the card. But you won't let.
How much was this? Do I even want to know? Many dollars. Many dollars.
Collector's cards.
The parts are so. Jesus Christ.
Good,
That's another example of Chris copying the other guy's style. The other guy's style is kind of sarcastic-y without being sarcastic, if that makes sense. See the way Chris throws the card where he's like, hooray for it!
Hooray for collector's card!
And then he tosses his card, alright? That's kind of the style that other guy goes for. Many dollars. That's my answer. Many dollars. Many American burger bucks. That's what we call them over here.
Itself. Right here. Comes in this little bell jar.
Actually, that's misleading. It would be many dollars for you to purchase this from Chris, but to purchase this Skylanders thing for yourself is very inexpensive.
Warning!
It's probably a few dollars more than an actual Skylanders figure, but that's because it's custom.
Figure made in the USA. You read all that? Aside from it being backwards, well, good for you. But you know
Chris.
what? Guess what? For the sake of this review...
It's high-pitched voice.
Now, it took me a hard time and going into the bottom to get this jar out. And I'll tell you something else.
Yeah?
The chip for the character was not stickered on. Usually
as I've mentioned, this camera actually reverses images.
So I fixed that.
That other guy was right-handed when I watched his, his video. Only his right hand was in frame for a majority of it, unless he had to grab something with two hands. Chris is so... He copies things so down, like, to their core, that he's even using his right hand. I know it's on the left here, but it's flipped. Actually, let's... There we go. It's a little blurry, but... Come on, Chris. There we go. That's a little less blurry. Alright, let's actually take a look-see at this character. We'll get to see it more in the game, and you can see it up here, too. How it looks in the game. But this is fairly well done for a 3D printed image. Or figure, I should say. Tony, I think your videos are really funny. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. This is a 3D printed figure of Chris's character. And it's so ugly. Yeah, like, I'm gonna give props to whatever company, did this. It looks exactly like his character over here, which is, of course, terrible, because his character's design is complete garbo. But admittedly, it looks like a high-quality product. It does look very... You can see by this texturing here. You'll see later on when Chris actually puts other Skylanders figures next to this, you can see that the texturing, you can tell it's 3D printed. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm like 90% certain this is a 3D printed thing, and I'm pretty sure Chris says that later. I can't quite remember. But it's good. I mean, it looks good. Like, if I wanted to 3D print something, this is, a good thing that I do. But fucking god, the character is so bad. It is so overly designed and disgusting. It's unbelievable. What is a let's actually Google search that. I know I keep pausing, but fuck, this video is so long. It's probably just gonna be this video, this episode, but... Complementary... color. Alright. How do you spell turquoise? Fuck. Google. There's a 4 in turquoise. Google, I know there is. Alright. What colors go best with turquoise? Navy, light green, dark and light brown, black, white, and tomato red all go well with turquoise. I don't think any of those are incorporated here. There's white. The white is the only thing that's incorporated here. The rest is pink-ish, brown. There's a little brown there, but that's not enough, and it also looks bad. It's kind of like a goldeny brown. It just looks shit.
The wings would be expanded, but they're not. They're closed.
Oh, here's a good example. Like, there's like white here, and it fades in, and that looks pretty good. But the rest of it doesn't. Holy shit, that's bad. Oh, it's just the leggings. Why does this character have leggings, though?
Model magic.
Tomato red. Now I'm hungry. Not a big tomato guy.
other integral parts I put together.
He should have done a different shade of blue. He should have used turquoise for like the wings, but not for the like the armor or the pads.
I think that's a
Rads, 2 pads.
job. Definitely could stand improvement.
Christ. Oh, it's so ugly.
And for comparison,
Alright, here we go.
Here
You
I
can tell the
am
difference
with-
between the materials. Oh, fuck, no, he's gonna... I forgot he brings Sonichu first, who is covered in scotch tape. Covered down here in scotch tape, because the materials are falling apart, I'd imagine. Scotch tape down on this one, too, but more so on Sonichu.
I told you to make it
Christ.
center. Didn't we fix this?
Remove the leggings and maybe give her court shoes instead. Yeah, the two... Remove the leggings entirely, just have a skirt. Remove these boots and maybe make them just like... not huge as fuck. Oh god, Chris's amiibo. Oh god, Chris, show it. Look at that amiibo! Look at that amiib! Look at that face. That's a face only Chris could love. Look at that amiibo. Now Chris has since taken down her Etsy page. Christine. She has taken down her Etsy page. But Chris has taken it down, so you can't actually see Chris's amiibos like up close anymore. But fuck, dude, look at that. Look at that is a Link amiibo. That is a not a young Link or a Toon Link. That's just regular Link amiibo. Look at that face. It's the mouth and the nose. It looks like Wallace and Gromit, but like really fucking. It looks like Video Brinquito made Wallace and Gromit. Like that's how bad that looks. And even on this, it has the same garbage ass color scheme of bright turquoise like shirt and then white skirt and then leggings and boots. It's the same fucking thing as this. That's another thing about Chris, is that when Chris has a design that he thinks is perfect, it never changes. Ever. Never ever does Chris's design change. Perfect day one, that's how it is. Oh Jesus, the eyes. They're spooky. The pants are too dark. I think those are just the regular pants for Link. So I'm not going to complain about it too much. Oh, there he is. With turquoise boots. Sneakers. Get those sneaks. Chris needs to stop using bright colors. Honestly, if you're going to use bright colors, you can't do it like this. It's just bad. I'll point it out later, but fuck, I've got such a perfect example of just bad armor design. Oh, poor Chris's dad. Chris's mom. Christ. Look at those. It's the face of sadness. Why is Chris showing this figure in comparison to amiibos, a thing that is completely different and separate from these? Don't fucking ask, because I have no idea. The female Sonichu looks barrel-chested instead of with boobs. Yeah. Stealth Elf. As I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, I have restreamed this, so I apologize for those of you who were at my previous stream and know what I'm about to say. But Stealth Elf is trash. Fucking trash, dude. Fucking trash. Stealth Elf is trash. You guys wanna? You guys wanna? Here, I'll show you a Skylanders figure who's good shit. I will show you good shit. I just gotta find it first. Skylanders Generation 1. I will show you good shit, my guys. Garbage. You see this? Cinder, garbage. Drobot, garbage. Flame Slinger, he's just Stealth Elf, but more garbage. Where's my boy? Stealth Elf, trigger happy. Now this boy. Look at this boy. When he finally... Look at this boy here. Look at him. Oh. He's good shit. This boy. How dare you say Cinder is garbage. Nah, I mean, here's the thing. None of the Skylanders are really garbage except for, you know, Stealth Elf. But this is trigger happy. This boy, top tier. He's a top tier cutie. I only played the first Skylanders game and on the 3DS, but this was my favorite character. He's fucking good. His whole thing is he's got these two guns and they shoot gold. Like, it's funny, like, you'd think gold would be such a valuable thing, but this guy just shoots it out of his dual guns, and he's top tier. He giggles all the fucking time. He giggles because he's a cutie, goddammit. He's good shit. Also, you guys want to know what else Skylanders did? Hold on. This design always gets me. Skylanders, there's a Skylanders dong. And look at this outfit. Look at this donkey. The fuck is this outfit? This is the figure that you can buy. What the fuck is this? Gets me every time. You could buy, there's one with Bowser. I think someone in the chat mentioned it, which reminded me, but this is Bowser. He looks top tier. He looks great. He's got a hammer design. And then DK. Expand my, what the fuck is this boy? Expand dong. What is this? I can't even dislike it because it's so stupid. I love it. He looks so silly. It's like it's got a belt and it's like a jumpsuit. Like it's an Evel Knievel jumpsuit. What the fuck? But Trigger Happy's top tier. Stealth Elf, complete garbo. Stealth Elf, I remember, was one of the like few humanoid looking characters from Generation 1 of Skylanders. So it's a grill, and she's got a midriff, so put together why Chris enjoys her. She's small, she's got a midriff, you know.
I think I'm a little bit taller than Stealth Elf, this figure.
Banana Slammer. They should have made it look exactly like that, the Donkey Kong Country cartoon version.
I could be almost as tall as she is.
Chris is whispering, and he's talking away from the microphone right now, so I am so sorry that you can't hear him that well. Stealth Elf is shit though. Chris probably wants to do her. I remember that she was trash because like she had like 3 health. You get hit by anything, you died. Banana my slam.
Here I am at Chaos!
Alright, here Chaos is what I was waiting for. Chaos is a good example of the difference between the materials used in these two figures, whereas this one looks clearly 3D printed. This one is smooth and is a molded plastic, you know? I just wanted to point it out that that's a thing there. You know, if I was doing a review of something,
my figure should be figure.
The background should be very neutral. It should just be like one solid color or like a shirt like this.
And here's the golden queen.
But like, I don't know who the fuck that is. But what is this? There's like why can't Chris go to a section of his house that's just a wall that doesn't have shit all over it, you know?
Pristine here. Oh, thank you.
It's actually pronounced Coass.
But I'm on the side of evil, so that's
Would
no
Chris
go,
fuck
Queen.
Cinder?
Well, Phil,
probably.
you're missing out.
Chris has gone on record as saying that he would fuck a border collie, like a dog. He'd fuck a dog. Chris has gone on record as saying he would fuck a cute dog. So I am 100% certain that if given the opportunity, if Cinder the dragon walked up to him and presented her behind and said, "Go on, put out my cinders," he'd fucking do it. You know?
Tough luck.
Hold the fuck up.
You like cats. Female and cats. There should have been female in Skylanders trap team, but there wasn't. And for the hell of it,
don't ruin Cinder, she was my main. Cinder was good, I remember using her. She was good. I didn't like her that much, because I didn't like the way she controlled, like she moved weird. You know? I liked Trigger Happy because of the way he moved, but Cinder was good, like she did good damage. Awesome dragon ass BB.
And we'll be cutting to the game footage as
let me tell you, if you were someone who was into fucking dragons, Skylanders is a good thing for you because they got a lot of dragons and there's porn of all of them. So good for you. Is that Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, that was a Crash Bandicoot. Skylanders has a lot of characters from other franchises.
Officially
in it.
On my PlayStation 3 console right now. We're about.
Chris's random singing takes away my lifespan. Chris's random singing is one of the most frustrating things. All right, he's gonna put his character in here, so let's take a look. Why would one fuck dragons? Don't ask me, dude. Alright, we need her in her defaulto pose. Christ, I'm trying to pause it. Look at that face. Look at that face! This looks like two things that I'm gonna pop up on the screen here. She looks like two fucking things. She looks like Big Red the Feminist, which I'm sure most of you have seen a picture of. She looks like this. This is Big Red the Feminist. She's awful. My god. She looks just like this. She looks like Big Red but blue. Chris's character is just Big Blue. Look at that. It is uncanny. It is uncanny how similar that is. Isn't that amazing? My god. Absolutely disgusting how similar it looks. Chris's character also looks like one thing. I gotta find this picture. Give me a second here. It's a very classic World of Warcraft image. It's all over the internet. Oh, I gotta track it down. Oh, I love it. Here it is. So in World of Warcraft, right? The second expansion came out. It's called the Burning Crusade, and all of the armor in the Burning Crusade was colored like bright colors, and all the armor looked fucking different. So by endgame, your character would look like this. Like this. Like you'd have a shield that's purple, and you'd... It's so bad. It's so fucking bad, dude. I hated it. The only good class that you could play in Burning Crusade that didn't look like this was Rogue, because all the Rogue armor was black and red. That's it, dude. That's it. So you got lucky if you were a Rogue. But if you were anything else, you were fucking this by the end of the game. Look at these fucking shoulder pads. Look at that helmet, dude. What the fuck? And Chris's character is just designed exactly like the Burning Crusade. It's like fucking dumbass shoulder pads that don't make sense, wings, like fucking obnoxious sword. Like, look at this like that looks like the Burning Crusade right there. That is the fucking Burning Crusade sword. I'm sure I've seen one that, like, look at this. It fucking glows and it's got goddamn piercings on it. Why? Who put hoop earrings on this axe? Can someone answer me that question? What is this part here? What is this for? Does this have a purpose? I don't think so. I just can't get over how dumb it is. Like, it's got like fucking everything is bad in the Burning Crusade's armor designs, except for like the last tier of the Burning Crusade had like good armor.
That's the one from the figure.
But Chris's armor is exactly the fucking same, like design-wise. I love it.
Have yourself a good looky-loo.
Aesthetics. Have yourself a looky-loo. Chris likes to say things that, like...
I think it rather works anyway.
You say ironically and it's funny, but then if you say it seriously, you look like a moron.
I'm gonna turn
For
on my
example,
second
have a
controller so we
looky-loo.
do comparisons.
Gonna say something good, you should hippity-hoppity get off my property. Now there's something... You gotta make it rhyme. That's how you do it. What's with the crotch bow?
And now, a little bit of Clone Wars.
I don't know. I just realized there's little, like, bulbs everywhere, you know? I want you to understand that this is not another player. This is Chris.
How you like that? Double your pleasure, double your fun. How you like that? Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Did you hear that? I'll play it again. I know you guys like when I play things again.
How you like that? Double your pleasure, double your fun. Double your pleasure, double your fun. That double your pleasure, double your fun.
Imagine you're on the internet and you go to back pages and you look up top tier cuties and there's an ad that says mystery cutie, double your pleasure, double your fun, and you're like, I'm a guy who likes, you know, adventure, and you order this particular prostitute and two of them show up at your door and they look like that. They're both this. Could you imagine? Would that really double your pleasure? Would it really double your fun? I don't think so. I don't think it would. The hilarious thing about this is not that Chris said that. It's the fact that Chris doesn't actually understand that what he just said. Chris is saying that completely seriously, like not ironic at all. It's hilarious that Chris doesn't understand that what he just said is that fucking dumb. You know? Tony, have you seen Chris's live streams? Oh, when we get to those, I will be excited to talk about those particular videos that Chris has recently been doing. Chris has actually been doing a lot more live streams now, and I'm excited to talk about them.
Oh, well, regardless. Let's move on. Taking my card off the portal of power.
Yeah.
I'll present my level 40 self that I originally created on the light crystal.
I don't know what, like, any of that means. I don't know what a light crystal is, but it sounds like Chris paid for some expensive thing to make his character better. Knowing Skylanders,
And let me show you the comparison
probably what
between
happened.
the stats of level 1 and higher levels. So look at the numbers to your left. Those are the numbers you begin with.
They're
That's
the
level
fucking same.
1
Yeah.
of either the card
The only difference
or the
between the
figure.
characters that Chris is showing here is that they have different
Both of them.
stats. Does that character have straight up nips? Excuse me? Is Christine actually Johnny Joestar confirmed? Is Christine actually Johnny Joestar confirmed? I mean, it's got the whole thing there. But for fuck's... Are those straight up nipperoos I'm taking a look at there? Those boobaroos got some nippity nips. This is unacceptable. Disgusting. It is goddamn 11:45 a.m. in the morning. And I'm sure somebody in my dorm probably just heard me yell all that. And I hope they're just like, what is wrong with you? But what the fuck, dude?
And then here's the
Put
one
nips on Skylanders characters is weird.
Leveled at 41.
It's just the shadowing, I'm sure. But it straight up looks like nips, though. Some nippity nips, bro.
That's a lot of good stats. I'm pretty fast. I'm pretty tall.
Does it look like his level 41 stats are complete shit compared to his level 1
And then for other
stats?
comparisons,
I do not know the stat progression in Skylanders games, but I'd imagine that his stat progression is actually
Here's
trash.
Stealth Elf.
Why are you Alright. I can understand maybe showing Stealth Elf, because then I can see size comparisons to other characters, but you do not need to show more than Stealth Elf, is what I'm saying.
There you go,
Please
look
do
at
not
that.
show
I
more
think
than
that's
Stealth Elf. He's
rather
going to show
cute.
more than Stealth Elf. Did you ever realize that Chris Chan is an
Master.
embodiment of
What
the
did we
7
call it
deadly sins?
today?
Yes,
Well,
people
I
have
think
actually
we're on
written
an
things about
adventure,
that.
But right now we're just doing comparisons for a review video.
Ooh,
The hat.
that sounds like fun. So, I'm just standing right next to you right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh well, let's move on. Zoop, zoop. Thank you, have a good day.
Doop doo.
First of all, Chris's voice acting for Stealth Elf, top tier. Second of all, can I actually hear that again so I can point out how dumb it is?
Much.
Oh well, let's move on. Zoop, zoop.
What fucking character in any goddamn reality says zoop zoop at the end of a sentence? Chris does this obnoxious thing. I'm nitpicking right now, but like it's very frustrating. Chris does this thing where when Chris is voice acting a character and he doesn't know how to end a sentence, when you end a sentence, you just end it like this. You just end it. Period at the end, you just stop talking. That's how you talk. But Chris does this thing where characters have to end their sentences with a catchphrase or like a thing. So the character's gotta say zoop zoop at the end. Or like they gotta mumble until they're done talking. Or they're just like, oh man, Rose Chew, we gotta get over there and fight that guy, but you know, we gotta do it right now. And then like it'll just like mumble until it just like fades out. Because Chris doesn't understand the concept of just ending a sentence with a period. Which is the normal thing to do.
Thank you, have a good day.
Skibbity shibbity bebop shoop wow. Like you don't gotta end your. Oh, it's just it's one of those things that just irks
And
me.
here we are with
Irks me
Spyro.
immensely. Zappity zip, scoop-de doo. I like how Kid Icarus
So
ends his lines with
precious,
Icus.
So very
Disgusting.
precious.
Legendary Spyro. Look at him. The black licorice boy.
And my favorite giant.
Any last wishes?
Ninjini. Ninjini is an admittedly clever name, but I'm a sucker for naming conventions.
And there you go, look at that. I'm only just a little bit shorter than Ninjini.
Yeah.
I'm not giant. She is.
Thanks, Chris, for showing me all of these characters. Are you perhaps going to show me another?
And we're bringing our Swamp Force favorite.
Oh, you are. The stinkiest boy. Good, thank God we got to see them. He gets the catchphrases from the end of
Half my
Animal
size.
Crossing. They end things with
The stink bomber
catchphrases.
is half
Oh,
my size.
I'm sure it's more than just
Well,
that.
Chicken smelly in here, I better swamp.
There are
stink around.
cartoons where characters use catchphrases, which which Chris has
And here I
watched
am
all the
with
time. He just sits
tough
around
luck.
watching shit. What is the point of this, actually? I did not notice that design until now. What is this shit at the end of his shoe? What is that? It's like not at the tip. Like, so if you were to kick someone with the, you know, with the tip of your shoe, it wouldn't hurt. You know, like, what is this? What is this? Why is it there? It's like midway up the foot, and that seems like it would be uncomfortable, because if somebody just, like, you know, like fucking kicked down on Chris's foot, that would hurt, probably. It's just dumb. It's just very, very dumb. Oh,
well.
Tough Luck, my favorite character, I guess.
Look at that. She's 3/4
no,
my
not
height.
this.
And now my dogs are barking. Dog barking not included.
Here it comes. It's coming. You wait for those woofs. They're coming again.
Way up there!
Did you hear that?
Way up there!
Now listen, alright? My dog Lucky, he's a rescue pup. We rescued him from Missouri. He was not treated well there. So he's very skittish. He's a skittish boy, does not like people very much. However, one thing he does is he barks at the door whenever somebody comes up to the door. I've trained him, and every time I train him not to do that, my family decimates the training the second I leave to go to college, so I just don't. But my dog Lucky barks. Now, if my dog Lucky is barking, I assume someone's at the door. If he's barking for more than a few seconds, the door's probably locked and I need to go unlock it. But if he's barking, and I know the door's unlocked, then something's wrong, and I will go and check and see what's wrong with him. Because that's what an owner does. They check on their animals instead of yelling at them like a piece of shit. Like, admittedly, if your dog's being annoying, like, you can be like, hey, don't be a dick. But, like, for fuck's sake, just don't. Just don't do this to your animal. Don't do this. Don't just do what, don't do that. Don't do that. Please. Please. Do not do, I should not have to say this. This is not a thing. Christ. Someone should free those animals. I think there's somewhere on the Wikipedia that talks about Chris's dogs. He's got 2 of them right now. And that these dogs are not well humanized or socialized. That's the word. They haven't left Chris's house and, like, interacted with other human beings. They don't know, like, what the fuck is going on. The fact of the matter is that if these dogs were taken outside, if you tried to rescue them, they'd probably bite at you. I read somewhere that these dogs will snap and bite at other people when they walk by. Which is bad, because Chris has obviously not trained them well, because he's a piece of shit. Dogs also do not do well responding to you just yelling at them. It just doesn't do anything. Just
and now
don't do
here
it.
I am with Chaos.
Oh, here's Chaos. Yeah. Here he is. He's real
Now
small.
that is more appropriate me to Chaos size ratio.
Is it? Because you look like a literal
Yep,
giant.
he's short. Look at him.
He doesn't look short. He looks like gnome size. And you look like
And
giant size. You're like a
comparisons,
Tauren to his gnome.
Here's the Golden Queen.
Chris, stop. Yeah. These figures are not cheap, by the way.
Hey, how about that?
Do you
Look
think
at
Chris
that.
cried
Side
when
by
his stuff
stand,
burned in the
side by
fire?
side,
I'm
they
sure
stand
Chris
about
cried.
equal height.
Anybody would cry if their
It's
house
like we
burned
give
down.
each other eye
So,
contact fairly quickly.
My
And
goodness.
the last but not the least.
These figures are not cheap. We'll talk about that a little later, like at the end of
Crash
this.
Bandicoot.
But these figures are not... Ooh, Crash Bandicoot, my boy. But
Just
they're not
because-
fucking cheap. Like, Chris had to have bought all of this shit, you know?
And Crash
This is
comes up
money that
about
could have gone to
2/3
food.
to 3/4 my height.
It could have gone to bills or gas for the car.
Alright, so quick moment.
Like, fuck. Also, that was actually, that was a pretty good touch.
Alright, so quick moment.
You see that? Crash's eye, one will blink before the other. That's pretty cute. That's adorable. I love little touches on like twitchy characters, like characters who are weird. Junkrat in Overwatch does the same thing. Not the blinking, but he's got like a weird thing where he'll vibrate just like as he's breathing, he'll be vibrating and twitching, which I think is adorable. I love when characters have designs like that.
And now after a
does Chris deserve welfare? No. No, no. Chris does not deserve welfare. At all. There are jobs that Chris can do. Chris just refuses to do them.
And now we're gonna do
Chris does still receive welfare from the government, yes. That's still a thing.
Pre-selected, and I have determined that these are the same from my crystal, as well as on the
my
figure
goodness.
And the card.
Why does the character glow
selected, one of which
so obnoxiously?
Level 2, and then of course
I'm not a big fan of characters with particle effects like on them all the time.
Let's go for a little while.
Hey Buzz. Yeah, you bet. I don't like when characters have particle effects on them. That was always one of my least favorite things about Dark Souls. Characters that would have particle effects, like if you put a ring on in Dark Souls, your character would get like a particle effect permanently on them, and I never liked that. I always thought it was a little annoying, and it's really obnoxious here. It's funny how Chris's OC looks a lot better than himself. Well, number one, the Skylanders engine and character creator, I assume, doesn't allow you to make ugly-looking characters, not like Dark Souls or, you know, Saints Row or something. And secondly, Chris would never make himself look ugly. I mean, come on. My goodness, this is so dumb. How would Chris act as a parent? Not well. Chris would make an awful parent because the child would not receive any sort of correct discipline, just yelling, but they wouldn't understand why the parent is yelling at them, you know? And then the child would eventually just resent Chris for being a piece of shit. That's pretty much what would happen. Oh god. This is... So, again... Skylanders. So, I only played the first Skylanders on the 3DS, and it was a fun game. It was, for a 3DS game, I liked it. I thought it was fun, I thought it was cute, I thought it had, you know, characters who were well designed and were cool. But it's been a long time since that first game came out, ages ago, alright? And I don't know anything about Skylanders, like, on the console or modern day Skylanders, so can anybody who plays the games, like, explain to me what the fuck is going on? Like, is this character too strong or not strong enough? Because the character looks like probably not that strong. Like, I'm sure if you have a character created character, it should be overpowered, you know, like, because you have to pay money for that shit, but like, I don't know, it just looks a little dumb and not fun.
I think that really goes to show you how easy it is to be an odds maker, Chillo. I mean, come on, picking the guys who always win to win, it's not exactly a fault.
Does that mean you got the 3DS version exclusive Dark Spyro figure like I did? Yes? Yes, I think. I don't know, dude. I've got a Spyro figure. Is it some sort of exclusive? I could not tell you, but sure. His character has been played a lot, though. It's level 47. Yeah, I don't know what that means either. His character, well, it's level 41. His character is level 41. Is that the max level? Is that like a lot? Is that a lot of playtime for one character? I feel like it is. Who's a better father, Jotaro or Chris? Well, Jotaro at least showed up to help Jolene against, like, you know, Poochie and shit. Oh, Chris is dying. If I designed a character, I'd probably design it with lifesteal, because if I was gonna do an arena like this, like, lifesteal is probably invaluable, you know? The clothing do nothing whatsoever, it's just how much you train. Okay, so the clothes that Chris is wearing were chosen purely for aesthetic purposes. That's what I assumed. I assumed that stats came from some sort of secondary item that had nothing to do with the clothing. I thought that the sword probably had stats. That's the only thing I assumed had stats. But that's good to know. I think max is 50, and that is a lot of time. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, amiibos are super easy to level, but, like, really difficult to train if you want to have a good amiibo. Like, you can get a max level amiibo in, like, an hour. But to have a max level amiibo that is trained well are two completely different things. And it's funny because when Chris was selling amiibos, Chris would always say that if you ask when purchasing, like leave a note in the purchase thing, Chris will level the amiibo and train it for you before sending it. I was tempted to buy a Chris amiibo back in the day, but I never ended up doing it because I don't believe in giving Chris money.
And victory goes to me! Yay!
Good job, Chris.
Money,
you did it.
Experience.
But I'm sure they were trained very poorly. Hello, broccoli boy. You're a chubby boy, aren't you? Look at how cute that broccoli is. I mean,
Okay,
not so much
so
the head,
anyway,
but,
that's
you know.
essentially it for me.
Tony, do you watch My Hero Academia? I watched season 1, but not 2,
Cards
no.
separately, but still be valuable collectible. I think it's fair to my figure anyhow. So, anyway, I think that's about sums it up for this segment. So, this is not MGO316, but I do appreciate his review work and his skits.
Yeah.
But this is Christine Chandler telling y'all that...
Tony, you had that Boss Charizard amiibo, right? Yeah, I had a Wario amiibo named Wah who was unbeatable until eventually I super trained a Charizard amiibo to defeat everything. Because you can actually train amiibos to, like, be ridiculous. I'll have to talk about it at the end of this video.
You can talk to me and I'll set it up to officially between my creator app and Big Bad Toys and all of that.
Chris just shilling out the ass for just random companies that don't give a fuck about him.
Unlike I could put a link in the description down below.
Tony, if you could change Chris's obsession from Sonic to something else, what would it be?
Anyway, okay, so...
Probably something anime related.
That's me.
Because that'd be funny.
And Portal Buster me behind this camera. So, this is just a reminder. So,
yeah, Chris.
just a reminder. Remember, you don't stop playing because you grow up. You grow up because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud.
I feel like that's stolen directly from that other reviewer, but I'm not gonna check.
FPALM. Fom. Son Chew, Rose Chew.
What?
I'm so glad you're here.
Was that actual editing I just saw? Excuse me? Wow, look at that.
Rose Chew.
I mean, granted, I'm sure it just came with the app that he's using, but
it's a long way to get in through the front door.
that's like kind of effort, I guess, you know? Man, you guys have a lot of questions in the chat. We'll have to answer all of these at the end of this.
And we were able to get through. So they're distracting everybody else while we come down here to rescue. Anyway, look at me. I'm trapped in this bell jar. Get me out of here, please. I think we should do it, Rosie.
The fuck?
Well, I think Magic Chan gave us the itemized details on, and how is it to put it simply? Tail.
What?
Itemized details on,
Mad Shan gave us the itemized detail.
and how
Okay.
is it to put it simply?
Alright.
You got it. Awesome, I'm free. Now.
Yeah?
Catch on power.
Can that figure not leave that stand?
Count Graduon. Da 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 da.
Okay, let's go get
Charge!
Count Graduon, I guess. Oh.
Oh goodness, Lord Graduon. How are we gonna keep defending all these intruders that keep coming into the castle? Well, we have Christine kept her downstairs.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
At least she's within our grasp.
Putting effort is a very strong phrase.
Yes, excellent.
It's more effort than nothing at all, which is more effort for Chris, you know?
What the hell? Your warriors! Hear me now! Understand me tomorrow! How'd he get in here? Well, look at me, so big, he could come to a door.
This is
Well, yeah, not too bad, didn't we?
worse, dude.
Yep.
Chris, like, pretending to be figures and making a story is just the goddamn worst.
This roll back in? For you see, young warriors,
The Young
in the
Warrior
heat of the
Challenge.
battles, there is no war that is worth it all, because when you wage war, you lose all the love and kindness you get from anybody else. And the best reward that there is
I'm trying to figure out, like, what Count Graduan is holding. I know it's supposed to be a wand, but it just looks so not like a wand that I just don't know what it
The
is.
person who cares about you the most.
It's like a billy club,
Don't make
sort
war,
of,
make
with like
love.
something on
For
the top of
love is
it.
love, no matter what. You know what, sir?
Oh my
Wait.
god, dude.
That almost makes sense to me.
None of that made sense to me. At all. There is 2 minutes of
should
this.
do
Alright,
it
we're
for
gonna
my
go
soul.
through this goddamn 2 minutes and then
And I
talk
am
about
unable
this.
to feel love whatsoever.
This is the goddamn worst. Tony, if you had an immense disposable
can't feel
income,
love at all,
would you
young
fund a
boy.
movie that Chris writes
That's
and
right,
directs?
giant robot.
If I had an immense disposable
I'm sorry,
income,
Chris.
I would not pay Chris to do anything with that
Stop
income.
this nonsense
That would go to
fighting
food and living.
and allow yourself to live at
I do not
peace.
believe in
As
giving
long
money
as
to
kindness
Chris
and
because
love
that is
for everyone else.
essentially going,
Or at least the
it's just
kindness,
going and burning your
apparently
money.
you can't
There's
feel love.
no point
Don't hate.
in doing
Do
it.
not hate. Nobody likes a hater. And you heed my words too.
I get
as
that
well.
it's supposed to be
You're
the staff
trolls,
that Count
son of
Graduan
bullies,
was
and all
sealed
the
in, but it
haters
just
alike.
doesn't look like it at
I'm
all.
wondering how you got in here.
Did someone leave the front door open
He looks like
again?
he's holding a
Leave the
baguette,
front door
but like
open.
it's not
The scientists
quite
and Roche
shaped
shoes
like a
must have
baguette.
gone
I don't
into
know,
the
dude.
front door. So of course somebody obviously
It
left
never
the front door
ends.
open. The guards had to stop them. Intercept them. And as for this robot,
Yes! Yes, you figured it out! Knucklehead Count Graduan is holding a waffle cone ice cream. That's fucking what that is right there. That's a goddamn waffle cone. You did it. You win the
you should not
prize.
have been able to penetrate my magic forces.
The prize is
Oh,
now
I'm
we get to
Autobot,
finish
so
the
what are
video.
you
Good
gonna
job.
do?
That is a waffle
It's not too
cone.
easy, you know. And I can protect myself. But why the hell am I
Chris's
wasting my
hair
time
goes
talking
from
to
looking
you?
like ramen to looking like not ramen. It's weird.
So, boss, where'd you send that robot to?
I sent him to where he always wanted to be this whole time. Where am
Okay,
I?
well now the explosions are
this?
just getting old.
Here is your soup, sir. Oh, wonderful, little Jimmy.
What?
Took you long enough. Thank you for my soup. I
Yeah.
don't suppose you'd have any burritos.
What?
Here you go. I took one from the boss's office earlier.
What the
Yes,
fuck
okay.
is going on
I
right
ordered
now?
earlier.
Who's been eating my burritos? I'm still grateful.
So
I
he's
got
in a
sick of eating
soup
all the pizza
hotel
rolls in Orion Patch's
and orders
kitchen.
soup and burritos?
That was really good.
What? And then Megatron presumably is upset. Who's Little Jimmy? Little Jimmy was that small transformer on the right. I'm not gonna go back because oh, that was so bad. Like, Chris's random access humor is garbage, but like that was just the worst thing I've ever seen. Christ. Alright, so let me actually explain what that entire thing Chris was doing there was. So, when amiibos were a really big deal, custom amiibos were a thing, alright? Amiibos, for those of you who don't know, are tiny little toys made by Nintendo of their characters, like Link and Mario. Now, amiibos can be used on certain video games to add things to the game. Kind of like DLC, but like in physical format. And those were a really big deal. People would like repaint them, like Peach would be all in black and you'd buy like a custom emo Peach amiibo. And that became a really big thing for a hot minute, alright? That was for like a year or two that was a big deal. When that was happening, Chris struck the iron when it was hot. And Chris started making custom Sonichu amiibos. But the thing is that Chris ended up making too many amiibo designs, and nobody wanted to buy half of them. Alright? Now on top of that, Chris eventually could not do this. This is not a sustainable business, okay? It's like trying to make a sustainable business in 2017 with Walkmans. It's just not sustainable, alright? So, the thing is that Chris ended up having to not do these anymore because they just don't make money. So Chris has moved on to something very similar. Custom Skylanders figures. Skylanders figures are sort of like amiibos, but they're more required. Now Skylanders video games, the way they work is you put the game in, and then you get a little portal. That little thing that the Transformer was eating soup off of in the last Christian video. So, the way that works is you plug that into your console, and then you put your figure on it, and then that figure will appear in the game. That's basically how this shit works. Now what Chris is doing is that Chris has made a custom figure. That's what that whole review was. He made his custom figure and wants you to purchase it from him. Okay? Now there are a few things wrong with this. Number one, it is unsustainable as a business because it will go away like amiibos. Number two, it has already gone away. Skylanders amiibos were printed in limited quantities by Nintendo and became rare. Certain amiibos going for like $70, $80 like on eBay when they were only like 15 at the store. Okay? Skylanders did not do that. Skylanders printed off zillions of their little figures so that everybody would have them all the time. Okay? Which is dumb. So there's too many of them. That oversaturation and the fact that the Skylanders games are too expensive for most people to afford have added to the decline in the Skylanders series. They're not as popular as amiibos, they never were. And number two, they're just not popular right now when Chris is making these videos. They're just not a big deal. Nobody is out there wanting to buy custom Skylanders figures, alright? It's just not like amiibos. That's just not a thing. Did you hear that Chris bought 18 custom Skylanders t-shirts for $1,000? Yeah, we're gonna get to that too, because that's in a couple videos. Now, alright, where the fuck was I? So this is now Chris's business plan. Chris's business plan is to buy from another company. Another company will 3D print these figures and make the t-shirts for Chris. And then Chris will sell them to us to make a profit. Which just makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It just doesn't make sense. Because what that ends up having to do is that for Chris to make a profit, Chris has to order these, have them made, then ship them to you, which is 2 costs already. This was one of the problems when he made amiibos, is that he would have to use more than one amiibo to make one custom amiibo. For example, to make any Sonichu amiibo, Chris would have to buy 2 things, a Sonic amiibo and a Pikachu amiibo. He would have to cut the tail off the Pikachu and then glue it onto the Sonic amiibo to start as the base. So already, Chris just spends money. Here's the thing, guys. Here's an old saying. Spend money to make money. You gotta spend money to make money. Which is true. You gotta spend money to make money. Most of the time. But there are ways to make money without spending it. Like getting a job. And then investing in business plans. Like this. So, already, Chris has to order them and then ship them. Which means it's gonna cost him a lot of money to do that. So if he wants to make a profit, it's gonna cost a fuckload for you. That's right, you, the viewer, to purchase it from Chris. That's how fucking dumb this is, alright? Can he just make the Pikachu out of clay instead of buying them? Yes, he could. But he doesn't. Because he's an idiot. He did for a few of them. Some of the Sonichus, like Wild, who had like leaves for his tail, those would not have it. There were actually quite a few amiibos that did not use the whole cut off the Pikachu tail thing, but there were quite a lot of amiibos that required the Pikachu tail. It's very dumb. Does Jotaro have autism? I have no idea, dude. I have no goddamn idea. But Tony, Chris has made his thoughts on getting a job very clear on Facebook. Oh yes, Chris says all the time that he cannot get a job because they do background checks and they'll see him on the internet and then not hire him. But the fact of the matter is that there are jobs that Chris can have that don't require him to go out. Like, they don't give him the most amount of money, but he can make money. A job is a way for him to make money. That's like the easiest I can define a job. You know how he can make money easily? Doing online surveys. They don't give you very much, but it would be enough money for him to live on. It can buy him food, you know, and then the other money he gets from the government can go to bills. So that's just the way it is. But no, Chris would rather just not do any of those. So you guys have to understand that the current business plan for Chris right now is Skylanders. That is where Chris has thrown his money, because Chris is obsessed with these figures, so Chris assumes that everyone else is also obsessed with them. When most people don't give two diddly fucks about Skylanders, because unlike Nintendo, who has an older audience because of just being Nintendo, Skylanders is definitively for children. It is definitively for children. Adults don't really give a shit about them. Most adults don't, alright? So it's just not a sustainable business, and it's so dumb that Chris is going into it. Do those surveys actually work? If so, I might consider doing a few. There's a lot of ways you can make extra money online, but none of them are really like a thing that could be a job, per se. It depends. It depends on how much time you put in, if you're doing it right. It also, it depends on what your race is. Like, legitimately, if you want to do those online surveys, if you're like a black woman, you have more value in certain surveys and less value in others, and if you're like a white man, you'll have less value in certain surveys. It depends. Like, if you're Spanish, if you speak Spanish, that's really useful, because there's so many Spanish surveys that you can do. If you're a Latino, they want to know about the Latino market. It really depends. You got to make sure that you're filling out surveys that fit the demographic that you are. It's weird. Tony, who is the best waifu in Konosuba? It's Megumin. What kind of fucking question is that, dude? It's Megumin. Christ. It's the only answer. That and then Darkness After. And then there's very, like, fucking Aqua's at the bottom, alright? She's trash. For Christ's sake. What about speaking Chinese? I couldn't tell you. I could only tell you I'm Spanish. Well, Latino, so. I can tell you, if you speak Spanish, you can make a lot of money. But, my goodness. It's just not a sustainable business. It's just so dumb.
Hi, it's Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again with another paid video. This time it is a dedication to a couple who is celebrating their anniversary.
Finally, Chris is going to do one of his Patreon things.
James. Okay, anyway, so to Fran, James wants you to know that he loves you very much, and that James will get you to have dinner with him. He calls that a personal joke. I don't get it. That's between you and him. Whatever. Anyway, congratulations very much on your anniversary.
On their what?
Whatever. Anyway, congratulations very much on your anniversary.
On your ban adversity?
That's between you and him. Whatever. Anyway, congratulations very much on your anniversary.
Fan-anniversary? What's that?
Whatever. Anyway, congratulations very much on your anniversary.
What the fuck, dude? I don't know.
There you go.
Look at that MLP shirt. I know, right? It's got Disney text on it.
Okay, and
man, that was the most unenthusiastic thing I've ever seen.
Little bonus, actually.
Oh, bonus. Okay.
Kind of a new song, but based off of a regular song. But I think
Chris is gonna give a bonus. I love that there's.
Love is love.
I love there's. Here, I'll move the mouse off the screen so you can fucking see it, maybe. But we'll just play it. I love that there looks to be baby wipes on the table.
Love is love, 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 love is
Christ,
love,
stop.
love, love, and you have a lot of it.
People paid money for this. It says I'm done adulting. Yeah, Chris does not know what adulting is.
And when you have it, you're a cut above. What is love, 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 love is love, love, love. When you have a lot of it,
Chris does not give a shit about anything that isn't Skylanders at this point. Chris, fucking stop, dude.
Okie dokie. Happy anniversary, Ron and James. Take care and be safe.
Man.
People of YouTube and around the world, the bad news has come in. The unnamed elect has been sworn in, along with his...
He didn't die, guys.
...cohort.
Chris
who is
prayed for Trump to die, but it didn't happen.
And as far as I am concerned, I hereby state that as long as Pence and Trump are in the White House whatsoever on this note, I do not validate, I do not entertain, and I do not acknowledge either of them at all as president and vice president.
Oh, God.
We have lewd Decepticon perpetrators in the seats.
Yeah, Chris.
And as I do not acknowledge either of them in the White House, I hereby decree...
I don't like Trump, but the social justice warrior salt is just too fucking tasty.
President.
You know, right, dude? This country has no president, guys. You hear that?
As long as Trump and Pence are in the office, this country does not have a president or vice president, period.
So, as I've mentioned in previous streams, Chris does not actually know anything about politics at all. The reason that Chris thinks and says that Trump is the worst thing ever, the reason Chris says this is not because he's informed about any of the things Trump has ever done. It's because he reads tabloid magazines that say Trump is bad, so Chris has to believe that, because he can't form an opinion unless it is explicitly told to him. On top of that, Chris considers himself to be part of the LGBTQ community. So if they say something is bad, then Chris has to believe it, because that's just the way he functions. This is not an informed opinion. This is one of the most uninformed opinions I think Chris has ever had,
with a vacant seat.
Because he doesn't know jack shit about what's happening. It's hilarious to me.
In the presidential vice president
Chris reminds me a lot of the people on my campus who don't know jack shit about politics, but then just start talking shit about random politicians because they saw it on Facebook. Like, if you have legitimate reasons for disliking...
And that's how I feel about it.
Like, someone politically, then fine.
It will not be changed.
I don't care. Like, as long as you're informed. But this is just fucking dumb.
Leaves the White House and takes Pence with him, or at this point, when they are both deceased.
Isn't it also because Trump would cut the budget for his tugboat? I want the tugboat to not be a thing.
This country would be a whole lot better. Hello, this is Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again.
Yeah.
Got cold. It's hit my throat, my voice.
Yeah, you don't sound like you're sick.
Our bank accounts here are really low.
You sound like you're putting on a fake voice.
We could really use some money. Please help us.
Isn't that funny? Only the videos where Chris is asking for money because they're poor are the ones where Chris is sick. Isn't that funny?
Oh,
how about that?
We could really use some money. Please help us.
Totally sick, guys.
Just
I believe it.
Kind donations, more than $10 a piece, via PayPal.
More than $10, or don't fucking bother, guys. Come on.
434-760-0848.
More than $10, or just PayPal, fuck off. All right,
PayPal.
Come on.
In the recipient tab, add that. You put in my phone number, okay?
Yeah.
And now for something completely different that I've done a few weeks ago. Is a recording of me at one of my favorite past childhood parks.
Uh-huh.
Hello everybody, this is Christine Chandler.
Huh, you look so sick there, Chris.
Virginia. And today we're doing something a bit different.
You sound sick, you look sick outside, yeah?
We're over at Purcell Park in Harrisonburg. My father
totally sick, guys. Give me those donations.
Over a whole lot of times, and this is my first time I've actually been here in so many years. So we're just gonna take a look around and take in the reminiscence.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the shed, and my father would park about around here.
I actually kind of want to go back and point something out to you guys. I've pointed it out before in Chris's videos.
This is my first time.
So, when you're using a camera with a stabilizer on it, one of the things that happens is that the stabilizer on cameras actually warps images to give the illusion that they're stable when you're holding them. Which is hilarious because this is why everything is warping like that.
I've actually been here.
Also, Chris wishes literal death
years.
on Trump and
So I'm
Pence,
just gonna take a
which
look
is just
around and
fucking
take in
dumb.
The reminiscence.
Like, if you're gonna wish death on people, at that point your opinion doesn't really matter. Because then you're just being an asshole.
And of course, the main attraction is right over this way.
He looks terrifying. Chris is out in public, isn't that something?
I don't know why it's so smelly around here. I guess people tend to walk their pets around here.
It's smelly out here. No, Chris, I think you're just not used to fresh air.
Yeah, I kept getting confused about.
And
what
like
the
now
name
that
of
the
this
air
thing
is fresh
used to
and you can
be.
actually smell yourself, it's disgusting.
I kept confusing with Gypsy Hill Park and Stanton. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Welcome to Kids Castle.
That's
That playground looks fucking legit, dude. I guess people walk their pets around here. Kind of blurry, but that says no pets allowed on the playground. I guess that means just on the play area, but it could mean the entire area. It could mean like this whole place, no pets are allowed.
Lots and lots of stamp covers.
Oh boy. Oh man. This is the best fucking shit. Let's watch it.
To everything in organized chaos between 6 boxes. Which from amongst the late Mr. Robert Franklin Chandler's Jr. stamp collection will you claim for yourself, if not the entire collection? I am Miss Christine Chandler, and I'm selling Mr. C's stamp collection to try to get more money around here to help pay the bills and everything.
Yeah,
Let's try to meet the goals, the high goals.
the high goals.
So, come on down
Maybe
to
stop
my
spending
stamp
money on
shop
Skylanders
eBay.
then.
Or, well, my regular shop, but I'm selling stamps. It's gonna be a while selling it all. So, come on down, buy what you like out of the collection.
Is he selling his dad's stamp collection? Yeah, so we're actually very close, as somebody pointed out in the chat a second ago. We're actually very close to the end of these streams. It's funny, we would have ended like a few episodes ago, but Chris just keeps pumping them out, just every week. Fresh and hot for us to stream. So, yeah. The thing is that when Chris's dad died, all of the things that belong to him are now valuable things that Chris can sell. Because they don't have Chris doesn't understand the concept of sentimental value. Now, my grandfather is one of the last original whalers who used to go out on boats and with spears and just like literally spear whales. He's one of the last whalers, alright? He's also a carpenter. He's been a carpenter his whole life in addition to a whaler. And on the island of St. Michael, where he's from, or his son George, can't remember, one of the two. I'm real bad with, there's like 7 islands, 7 Portuguese islands, I can never remember all of them, they're all weird Portuguese names. But on one of those islands, my grandfather has a museum, right? There's a museum built there, and it's in his name, which is cool shit, you know? It's admittedly a really cool thing. He's filled this museum with a combination of whalers equipment that is almost impossible to find now, and very ancient, like, carpentry tools that carpenters used to use. Things that he used to use back when he was a very young guy, you know? So, that's a thing, that if he was to die right now, my grandfather also has heart problems. Only about 25% of his heart works. I think it's less than that. His heart doesn't work, is what I'm saying. So, he's probably not long for this world. But the fact of the matter is that when he dies, I can assure you the first thing my mother is not going to do is sell everything in his museum. Because all of those things have sentimental value to him, and in that, they have sentimental value to my mother, because she loves my grandfather. You know, that's her dad, she loves him. Unlike me, she's got a lovely relationship with him. So those things will not be sold. Even if we were in financial debt, she would not sell them. Now, there are things that she will sell, like his house. That will, of course, be rented out. That will probably be sold. We don't need it. We're not going to live there. It'll probably be rented out, and if we ever want to go back, then there will be a period of time when we're allowed to be. We don't need all of his furniture or his clothes. That shit will probably be given away. We don't need those. Those don't have really sentimental value, most of that. But the fact of the matter is, everything in Chris's house that is not his has no sentimental value to him. Chris also, Ironic YouTube name says it, that's because Chris never loves his dad, I think. Yeah, I don't think Chris really liked his dad that much. Like, at all. All of the things about Chris's dad tried to get Chris to actually work. Chris doesn't like his dad because he sees him as an obstacle to doing whatever he wants. Which is just, it's obnoxious. So, everything that's Chris's dad's that's still around is just stuff for Chris to sell at this point. Even if there was some sort of really sentimental thing, the only thing that could keep that in the house is Chris's mom. And she's not really going to argue with Chris if he wants to, like, sell half of his shit. And that's just kind of sad, you know? So that stamp collection, if you're wondering, Chris put it up on his eBay account for, like, a lot of fucking money. And it's worth, like, 25 cents grand total. I believe someone did the math, and those stamps are not only in poor condition, but they're just not valuable, period. And they were not taken care of. They're just all in those boxes there. So they're not really worth anything, but Chris thinks they're worth like $1 zillion. So yeah, let's actually get over to Chris's OC figure. This is him in My Little Pony Equestria Girls form. And now he's gonna sing. Oh goody.
What you singing down with me? Ribbit, ribbit. Yay.
He even did that meme that Fluttershy does, where she goes, yay. Don't you guys love it? It's only 15 seconds. We can hear it again, boys. Dance. It's so good. Oh boy. You know, I thought to myself, alright, Chris has kind of stopped making videos. And then all of a sudden he started making a bunch of them. And I'm like, fuck, we're going to be streaming for way more episodes than I thought. But fucking Christ. This has been quite an episode, I'd say, in terms of streaming Chris's stuff. It's sad. It's sad to see that Chris is so unsavvy when it comes to selling things. It's just... like, Chris has always been bad when it comes to money. He's always been bad with the concept of how much things are worth. But you really see that back in the day when Chris was just Chris and not Christine, just sitting around in his house making Sonichu and being a general piece of shit. We always knew that Chris didn't understand the concept of how much money, like how much is worth. By the way, we're going to start fan art soon, so if you guys want to post the fan art now would be a good time. Post it right now, and we will, and we'll get to it at the end of this. Is this the end? We're getting close. We only got a few more. But we got a few more episodes left. But, like, it's really funny to see Chris's inability to handle money and place value on items now directly related to his selling in his store. It's just very dumb. It's just very dumb. There's at least 2 more streams. The recent SNL stream was like 30 minutes. Oh no, there's a lot more coming. We've got like at least 3 more, I'd say. This one right here is a very important one. There's a few more I haven't even added to this playlist yet, so we're getting to the end, but we've got more. We've got more coming. Whoop. Let's go to fan art and we'll take a look at what we got here. Tony X Mad Shan, oh lord. What is this? Jesus Christ. So much fan art. Ooh, look at this boy. He's got a pompadilly door. Oh, that's cute. That's good shit. There is so much fan art. I don't know how we're gonna get through all of it, but we are. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, that's funny. Wow. That's like goddamn Adventure Time shit. Alright, cool. So let's go back on over here and take a look at this fan art. We should get some music going. We need some music. I need some background music. What kind of playlist should I put in the back of this? I don't know, dude. I need something good. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use my... I'm just gonna do the same thing I always do. Gotta use the good one. Why is Oblivion so good? Like, Oblivion and Morrowind's music is just so good for just, like, background shit. Oh, man. Alright, guys. Let's go in. Let's take a look at some fan art. Thank you guys for posting another fan art here. Let's go from the start. Tony X Magichan, my literal favorite. Let's see, turn that down. There we go. Something jazzy. Dank Souls. Oh man, the Dark Souls OST is just like not good though. Not that it's bad. The problem is that it's just like intense choir music. That's cute though. I like the cheeks. I like when characters' cheeks are put together. It's good shit. That's good. The Tony X Magichan ship. Why is that a thing though? Why is that a thing though? Why do you people ship me with him? He's a cute boy. Christine from Skylanders, you redesigned her. She looks less shit now. Because she doesn't have dumb shoulder pads, and she's got nice bracelets, and her boots aren't shitty. You did a good job. Admittedly, she's looking a little lacking over here, because she needs like some armory accents, or like maybe something on here, because it's only one solid thing, but it's very much better than what Chris has done. Because it's hot, how dare you. Oh goodness. Spicy Boy of the Kingdom of Adobo, and Pussum the King of Greasiness. Oh, that is disgusting. I love that my character has JoJo eyes, though. Ooh. Pussum senpai. Why didn't you draw Pussum with a silly hat and thick clothes, though? Oh, no, seriously, though. I did wear this on episode 1 of my stream. If you guys don't know who this character is, this is Spicy Boy, my Dark Souls 3 character, and this is Pussum, my friend Stefan's Dark Souls 3 character. He's very greasy for some reason, but I love him. Pussum is best, no questions asked. Pussum is pretty top tier. I think it's the ponytails. Oh, I just want a quiet life. Christ. Oh, this is fantastic. You should send that Stefan's way. You should private message it to him. Oh, damn, dude. I love that. I love that loincloth. That's good ass shit. Hi, cut cheese. It's slime. Hot. There's a lot. What is this? Oh. I know what this is. What you wrote here. This is. You took this from when I had the chat write a message to Chris, and then I sent it, right? When is Stefan gonna come back? Oh, for streams? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him. His computer is broken. Well, it was broken. It's fixed now. I love that Oblivion music. Oh man, though. This is from... You took this quote directly from the thing. That's impressive. I like that. That's good. That's really cool, dude. That's like a detail that I like. Man. I like the way you designed him. His head's real long. I like his long head. It's good shit. But like seriously though, in terms of all the ways you guys like design my logos, this one is one of the more unique ones. Not to talk shit about the others, of course, but it's pretty cool. Tony, no more please. No more worries. Double your pleasure, double your fun. X out of 10. Is that me? Are you wearing a t-shirt with my face on it, dude? Because I got a real big bowl cut. Or is that one of your beetles? You guys don't know, this is Dingo the Wolf. And all he does is draw two things. Pictures like this, where he reacts to things I say, or pictures of beetles. He really likes the beetles. A lot. Oh, man. The Bettles. That logo is your stand. You know, if my stand was going to be anything, it'd probably end up being my logo. Ooh. This design isn't good. Nah. Like, Chris's design is just bad. You did a pretty good job on the face, though. You made the design actually look pretty presentable. If only because it doesn't have any color yet, so you don't have the stupid accents that Chris does. You also made the face not horrible, you know? Like, you did a really good job on this face. It's like real smoochable. I'd give her a smooch. I'd give her a smooch, probably. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. You never know. Ooh. Amiibo Rosachu begs for death. You know, I want you guys to understand something, is that Chris probably... Guys, would you smash or pass? Would you smash that? Would you smash that? The thing is that Chris probably understands, like, he probably watched Toy Story and then thought that toys are alive. So, like, he probably goes home and jizzes on his amiibo and knows that they can't wipe the jizz off of themselves. Because if she does, then she'll reveal to Chris that she's alive. So she just has to sit there covered in jizz, and all the other toys have to, like, not touch her or, like, do anything to get it off of her, you know? That's the reality that those toys live in if they're alive. Like, they can't just take it off. They gotta sit there covered in semen. That's just how they have to live. Is that upsetting? Oh man, that is a very adorable Josuke. My goodness. You got his pompadour, like, that's good shit. Oh man. I remember you drew the picture of, it's your profile picture, my guy. You drew the picture of Kakyoin with the cherry face. This is cute shit. You're really good at drawing, like, very chibi-looking JoJos that still look definitively like JoJo, which is impressive because JoJo is at least early JoJo, is hard lines and nothing chibi or anything like that. But this is good, you know, in terms of redesigning characters to be cutesy and small. You did a good job. I'm sure it would look much better with, like, as the art styles go on, you know, like part 5 and stuff, and things get more lithe and skinny. It's good shit, though. Oof. And the streamers, Tony, and the... Does that say streamers or Easters? Tony, don't make things up about Chris Chan. Whatever you make up will only be worse than the truth. That's the reality we live in, my guy. That's probably what happens. End the streams, Tony. Oh, that says end? Well, goddamn, you gotta work on your goddamn penmanship. Seriously. Is that me? Is that me wearing a sweater vest? Is that me doing a sweater vest? It's a running boy. It's good. It's a good boy. It's good. Your faces have come a long way since the first time you started submitting them, which is impressive to see. Tony, what's your opinion on furries? They can do whatever they want, man. I don't have a hatred for furries like most people. A lot of my friends are furries. I am definitively not a furry, but a lot of my friends are. So I'm just sort of exposed to their culture all the time. It's weird. Nah, man, they can do whatever they want. It's a top-tier sweater. I don't think I've ever worn a sweater vest before. I probably should. Tony sees anyone. Is that me? Listen, bud, if you're posting pictures in my fan art section and it vaguely resembles me, then it's probably me because it's my fan art section. Like, if you're posting goddamn people who aren't me, how am I supposed to tell? I love the Adult Swim in the corner. I know, right? The logo makes it way funnier. I haven't seen the newest episode, but I really need to because it's got the Scotsman in it, and I'm excited. I've been saving it for today, or like a day when I'm having an upset time. Ooh, edgy grunge filter. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Chris was on old film? Burn the film. Time to watch my favorite spaghetti western show. Oh yeah? You guys really love this video of me, don't you? I don't know, like in terms of things that you guys have latched onto, like things I've said, things I've done, you guys really love pictures of me. This particular video. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that I'm throwing spaghetti out of my jeans, but who knows. Man, this is absolutely adorable. Look at that. You gave him glasses, you gave him a hoodie. These designs look better than the actual characters. I always thought that Yuka needed some clothes. Tony, you look like John Lennon. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. I do enjoy— oh, look at that! You drew DJ Glitterbuns. I can tell because she's got the little headphones. You guys always draw DJ Glitterbuns with headphones, which is pretty adorbs. I'll have to send it to her then. She always likes seeing pictures that you guys draw of her. That's like one of her favorite things. Tony, let's just say extra thick for the new episode. Oh no, I've seen screen caps. I know. I know that the new episode is extra thick, but, you know, Dr. Peppis. Dr. Beppis. Dr. Jesus Christ. I like your Dr. Beppis can. It's good shit. He looks like a doctor. He needs a stethoscope, though. Sorbet, get down from there. I refuse. That's good shit. Tony DJ Glitterbuns looks like a great game. Man, you drew Chris absolutely disgusting, and I fucking love the fact that this is just Rohan. Cat. I refuse. It's even got Rohan's earrings. That's great. I fucking love that. Oh, hey. Tony, can I draw you in a virgin killer sweater? I mean, you can, but I might not be able to show it if it's too lewd. So, funny story. I want to bring it up because, like, the eerie music for Oblivion just came on in the background. So, my sister is younger than me. She's 6 years younger. And she has an Xbox 360, and she texted me, and she's like, Tony, I need a suggestion for a game, because I've been begging Mommy to get me Oblivion because you tell me how good it is, and I can't play it because I have nightmares of the goblins, because I think they're gonna come in my room and kill me. Which is fucking hilarious to me. Oblivion goblins. So my fucking sister texts me that she's spooked by the goblins in Oblivion. This was like 3 days ago. She thinks that these goblins are gonna come in while she's sleeping and kill her. She just has nightmares of these goblins. Which is the most adorable thing, but it's fucking hilarious, dude. So she's spooked by these guys, and she's like, I need other video games to play. So I had to text her like a list of games. And I texted her Viva Pinata, but by that point she had already bought some other game. Like, she was at the store, you know? She was at the store. How old is your sister? She's 15. She's, you know, she's young. But she gets spooked real easy. So I texted her Viva Pinata because it's like easy and fun and right up her alley. But by that point she had left the store and she was upset that she didn't get it. But it was hilarious. Give her Fallout New Vegas. She is not an RPG kind of person. She doesn't have a very high attention span, so RPGs are not really her thing. This is good shit. Sketch of name I cannot read. Ooh. Does that say Dane? Oh, that's Dane. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it said Zane, and I'm like, that's not... And then I thought it said Zach, but that's Dane. Man. If Dane ever became a robot, he'd probably look real cool, you know? That's some good Dane, though. I'm sure if you send this, like, directly to Dane, he'd love it. Dane always likes seeing fan art that you guys do of him. He always really appreciates it. He actually has a folder on his computer where he saves fan art from you guys, which is real nice. I've actually been thinking of making a folder of fan art. I used to have one, but I get so much nowadays that it's hard to keep track of it all. So if you guys actually hold on to all the fan art you guys have ever submitted, I'll probably ask for all of it one of these days. Just have it in like a folder. There's probably hundreds of images by now, which is astounding to me. Ah, damn, dude. Is it gonna piss you guys off if I ask if that's me? Because it is. Oh, man. You know, I've never actually done my beard this way. Mustache, goatee. That's Stefan's thing. Stefan is definitively mustache goatee. That's his style. But I've always had, like, a full beard. Except right now, I actually shaved, so I've got stubble right now. No beard. Well, technically it's a stubbly beard, but... I wonder if I'd look good with the goatee. You guys think I'd look good with it? Probably. Brawly, I wonder if I'd look good with a goatee. I do like this smug smile you gave me. Definitively, if you guys are ever drawing me, like, smug is probably the correct direction to go. You know? Tony, have you seen the trailer for Star Wars Battlefront 2? I have not, actually. I have not seen the trailer for Battlefront 2. If only because I have no interest in playing games that EA makes. So, I try to stay away from, you know, stuff like that. Everyone's noodles... everyone's doodles? Oh, everyone's hoodies are mine. Even tone... I get it. This was drawn by Corinne the Edgelord. And her art is all edgy like this. But on top of that, she has a very large collection of hoodies. And she can never have my hoodies. I was at a film shoot yesterday. And there was a bowl of fake blood, and I accidentally leaned into it and completely got my hoodie just covered in fake blood. It was terrible. It was so fucking sticky, dude. Jesus Christ. Man, if ever Spaghetti Western was drawn beautifully, it was here. Fucking Christ, you even got my Dr. Pepper t-shirt. Oh, fuck, dude. That's great. Love it. I love the spaghetti. Everything about this makes me happy right now. I'm gonna have to also send this to DJ Glitterbuns, because she's seen that video and she likes it. Save Amiibo Sanichu. Oh god, he's dripping. He looks like he's covered in jizz. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's disgusting. What I said is true, guys. It has to be true. This confirms it. This confirms that it's true. And then the last one of the night, or morning, technically. Corrupted Fantasy Show. It looks like Adventure Time. That's wonderful. Glitter buns. Look at those buns. Would you give these buns a squeeze? Like if this boy came up in the club, this unicorn boy, and gave you a squeeze, would you squeeze back? I'd squeeze those buns. I'd squeeze those buns all day. Jesus Christ, so that's me over here. Oh, I'm a grill. I can see those tits. I got boobaroos. Damn, dude, I'm hot. I'm looking spicy, and that's Lucky. He looks adorable. Look at him. He's doing a blep. Who's this? Is that oh, that's Stefan, isn't it? That has to be Stefan, because it's got the long hair and the beard. And that has to be Dane, because Dane is always in armor. That is... hilarious. Tony, did you watch Chris's live stream yesterday? I did not get the chance to. I generally don't watch Chris's streams live. I watch them after. I just don't have the time to watch them live. Squeezing good buns. Wink. I'd squeeze DJ Glitterbuns buns. Wink wink. Man, this is great. This is great shit. I'll have to send this to all the people that are in the pictures though. I think Dane is in the armor. Dane always describes himself as a... This is actually how Dane likes to be drawn. Dane kind of likes like a medium-ish armor sort of thing, but he really likes helmets that cover the face and have a horn. He really likes helmets that have like one singular horn in the middle, and then they also have this part down to cover the eyes. That's a thing that he's told me. That's one of his favorite like designs things. So, thank you guys for coming on this stream. I hope you guys had a lovely time. I know it's a Sunday, which is a little weird. We generally don't stream Sunday, but you know, sometimes scheduling gets fucked up. So thank you guys for coming by. I hope you guys had a lovely time, and I'll see you on the next stream.